West Kagu ilitoka wapi Bereja?
West Nitogoro, definitely. Kagu is my dad.
You were very creative ukiwa kademdem hivi nini.
Yeah, kitu kama hiyo.
So apart from me knowing you, first of all, umekuaje? How is everything? How are you faring? How is your mental health? How is your heart? How are you doing physically?
Physically, I'm okay. Emotionally, I'm okay. I have been seeing my therapist, and so I'm good generally. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. No alitina therapist hana.
Alitina therapist hana. To my am wonder net yenye. Go kile.
Tutigire kiredi Kenya how. But now Jackie, adoma kuwe gukona social media and you're advocating for children and you maybe finding Shiana reassurate. Everyone is asking you shiko Shiana or find where did this desire for children or this love for children, for girl child, for boy child,
I cannot say kule umire, but generally the kind of person who tada ko na bodo akihinyirika. Especially when their rights have been violated. So the first case I dealt with was Mama Tamara. And when I looked at her, there was a lot of pain, a lot of numbness the first days. And I was like, what if it is my child? Ono koroti wako, ama my brother, ama my sister, or my cousin. How would I want to be helped? And so at that point I decided to help her. And in the process of helping her, many women came to me in Nyeri. Children were opened up to me in Nyeri. Kidogo kidogo, Thika, Muranga, Kiambu, like that. And so it became like a calling. The more, because I advocate also for mental health, I want to take care of their mental health. And for me to take care of your mental health, I have to find a way to remove the barrier. Let me give example of Mama Tamara. She became a friend, and all she wanted was justice. As much as she was going for counseling, therapy, and all those sessions, as long as there was no justice, she was still not okay. But I guarantee right now, if you meet Mama Tamara, she's at peace, she's okay.
I was with her Jana.
Because justice came. So even when she's going for counseling now, she is moving forward. But as long as the case was there, she was not moving anywhere.
Jackie, before tukujue na kesi ya Tamara, because that's where you blew up and everybody's like, after Jackie West Kagu, you were a mental health advocate. In fact, that's how I know you. Tell us about your mental health journey. Your Facebook description says you're bipolar 1.
Bipolar 1.
Can you tell people what that means? Narige mental health. What is it about mental health that you advocate for?
Let's say I was diagnosed in 2017 with a mental condition called bipolar disorder 1 after sequences of things in my life which culminated with me wanting to die by suicide, after unfortunately killing my children. But you see, like the way people write kwa Facebook, I want to die, and I had written messages to several people who came and I was rescued. So I found myself in a rehab for 6 months. While in that rehab, life ilikuwa ngumu kwa rehab. Sana. But iko ngumu because you're not accepting yourself. You're still fighting with the reality. But the 3rd month when I accepted reality, the doctor was there. Alafu uko peke yako. In a rehab, kama mko wengi unasema tuliingia at least, you know. But I was the only lady. All the rest were men. And it was very hard. Nikajipata niko head girl kwa rehab. And I started checking about things of rehab, how my diagnosis got me, losing friends, how I want to be treated. And I embraced mental health. I embraced who I am, and I wanted to accept people, and I needed to understand the people around me. So unaweza na mama amewaka hapo huko to town, I want to understand that person. So I decided to walk the journey of mental health, give my story to people, they can relate with it. I remember kuna a lady who said, never knew uko sure. So I wanted to show that mental health has no preference. It does not identify. It can get a president. I know me and Donald Trump share the same condition. So it can get a president, it can get a banker, a teacher. So at that point, I just wanted to show people it's okay not to be okay. So in the process of advocating for mental health, in 2025 children's right and gender-based violence ikaongezwa kwa kikombe. Nikachukua tu pia hiyo,
which I think you're really doing some very good job, and I'd rather give you your flowers right now.
Thank you.
You're
very
really
much.
doing a good job. We saw it. We saw you following Kesi Tamara like you were just on like phone calls unanipigia siku, hey mwili tu muda kiudoka. But you see now that is who you are, and now that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
But over and above that, Jackie, you being in the forefront, na wewe kukua ni wewe kila mtu ana run to. We saw the other day Kesi ya Chantel. You were there the whole time. You went for postmortem. How ama umeona kama kuna kitu inafanyika just to help end this thing?
I will say something is being done, but it is not 100%. I'll say it is being done because now people are speaking out. People are talking. Like I don't matter how mara happen Nyeri. Nyeri is because people are awoke. They are talking. They are talking. But I guarantee you, in Muranga, these cases as far as 2013, they have been there. It's normal. In Muranga, it is a normal thing. It's just
rape and kill is normal.
Rape, defilement, it's normal. But it is not, people there are not speaking out. Or we can say there is not there is no media. They know here we work collectively. In Muranga, in Kiambu, in such places. And it's hard. Like the way you said, in Tamara's case, I was in the postmortem, I was in every journey. Hata sikukaa nikajipata kwa Gracie. I looked for her for 7 days. I found her in the river, actually very early in the morning. And Baby Chantel, what people don't know, I was the first person to find her at 5 a.m. Because my instinct was telling me, and I remember that woman lied to my face. So I woke up early in the morning, I went. No, people don't know they had covered the toilet with a kasuku, so it was bad, eh? Yeah, and I remember your admin called me. What he doesn't know is that he called me while I was there, and the toilet had not been opened, and he wanted information, and I was feeling pain, because I was telling my God, nakumbuka nilimwambia na Kikuyu, leo ni nikulie Tamara, ni dute Grace, alafu reda ni dute Chantel kyo. Actually, I went home. Remember I called you?
Yeah,
I went home.
Yeah,
I went home because I was like, it's just too heavy. And I went home. And I was actually expecting police to do that by 9 before people come and everything. And then you receive phone calls. Hey, you know, you have to find enforcement and all those things. At that point, I remember Kesi Chantel, the first case, I broke down. Because it was tough. 20 feet, ni anko, ni show, you know, all those things, they came to my mind, what she went through. And then I was in my head, I was like, at the safe place, your home is your safe place. And I broke down. I remember when we met there at Chantel's place, kwenye mlikuwa mnakava, all I wanted was her body, but people did not want me to have the body.
They were not understanding.
And when I took that body, because nakumbuka tulifikishwa hadi Maroa na polisi, and then they told me, Jacqueline, tumekupea mtoto na hana watu wao sai. See, like in Tamara's case, we escorted Tamara, all of us together. In Baby Grace, I escorted her personally, together with the parent. But Chantel was all alone in that gari ya polisi, and now me. And it was so emotional. Yani, she was alone when dying. In my head, I was saying she was alone when dying. With people that are familiar with. And now, Turamutuara, she's a nobody. And I remember we escorted, we came to Nyeri PGH. What people don't know is that I stayed with her for 1 hour, 45 minutes in that monk. Just to understand. Tukinyite hatadu. At what point do you get here? Because to me that was not a child. I don't know what I was looking at.
Is it the reason as to why people didn't see her during the body viewing?
I will be honest, she was damaged beyond. Because of the biology of the toilet. She was already decomposing. Now we do the postmortem. We open her completely.
Like, it's just
It's just, and most of the damages were on her head. So that is my evidence. I need to carry the evidence. So I'd rather give her her dignity. The way you know her with a smile and nice cornrows and all those. I requested the family not to allow, but the mother came. The family came because they wanted to see her the last minute. They saw and they all agreed. They could do Karina Abisheri at Chantel now. And we all agreed for the sake of people and her dignity. That smile, just to it the way it is.
Jackie, you receiving backlash, being attacked on social media. I said I will not send you questions because I don't want you to. I want to ambush you because I want you to be as real.
Yeah.
As I want us to be like real. You getting all these backlashes, kurumo, adokuga, maudo maike. Now, recently, it's said that you're doing this for political purposes.
I will say, from childhood, those that have known me from childhood, high school, college, even in Karatina University, I tend to be on the spotlight, either for good or bad reasons, or, you know. And even now, I'm on the spotlight. I am not competing with anyone politically. I am not competing with anyone in leadership. I'm just being myself. Because yesterday, not today's, on Monday I asked my bishop, if not me, then who? Let's just close our eyes, imagine there's no Jackie West Kago. Then who? What happens to Chantel? What happens to Baby Grace? Who would have found Baby Grace? If not me, I want everybody to ask themselves that question. Kama siwa who then? Who? And so politics is not my cup of tea. Naweza kelewa kikitu niamuke nishinde ama mimi si mimi. There are women reps who are feeling like I'm competing with them, aspiring, even those in office and all that. But me, I have no political affiliation. I work with anyone who is willing to assist me get to the end of what I'm looking for. If I want help, like the work we had a very good work that was very successful. So if I need help to have that work, people came on board from all political angles. I had Uda, I had Jubilee, I had all of them. And my aim was, can we say with one voice that our children are not prey? You cannot just be targeting them. Enough is enough. Together as politicians, church leaders, administration officers, media was there, all of them, as one. We are one, and today is my child, tomorrow is yours. So I protect my child, you protect, and we protect our child together. So politics, not me.
How do you deal with this backlash, insults, people saying whatever they are saying? I know you've called me 1,000,001 times, and I don't want just to bring that thing here. But how does it feel, you dealing with that? After you've spoken to Ahu, after you've spoken to Warogoro Kiai, after you've spoken to somebody else, now you're left alone. You're alone in your house. Your son has gone to sleep. You're alone in your house.
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
I have a role. In every environment, there is noise. In every environment. So I choose to address necessary noise and ignore noise. So you may come and make noise, ukigojea reaction yangu. I choose my silence as a weapon, just to keep quiet for the other person who may be attacking me, insulting me, to defend themselves. I will address necessary noise. Necessary noise to me is when a child is crying, when a woman is reaching out for help, when a child is stranded, when someone is mental health is saying, I want to die by suicide. Now, to me, that is necessary noise. I will address that. But when you start saying, oh, Jackie Mwenda, Jackie's attention seeker and all that, I don't have time to address that. My energy, but I have a lot of energy. Loads of it.
A lot.
So I choose intentionally to channel my energy to the necessary noise.
And Jackie, speaking of suicide, people dying by suicide, cases zimekuwa mengi. Wanaume wanajiua, wanawake wanajiua. What is happening in Nyeri? What is happening in Kieni, Mukuroi, Usaya? What is this? What is this thing that we are missing?
Okay. Let's just say people are suffering. Let us agree first that people are suffering. And they don't have the coping mechanism. They don't have the coping mechanism because you're living a life that is not yours. I want to be Wahoo, I must be Wahoo. And Wahoo must be me.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to fit in her shoe, and you cannot. You're trying to live with the expectation of others, and that will never culminate to you living a good life, especially if you're a young person. So when worse comes to us, umeachwa na dem, hata simu kupotea siku hizi, umefungiwa nyumba,
kuachwa,
yeah. So I want people to understand, someone who dies by suicide is already a candidate, was already a candidate for a mental condition. And I know the signs were there. It's just the community is not aware of the signs of suicide. The other day I told my uncle, when you hear your friend telling you, but they are home in Kikufa, maua zikuwa white. That's a suicide case. It's just packaged in a very nice way.
Yeah.
Already a sharp picture, funeral yake na maua ashawaambia. You just sit down with that friend or that, and talk to them. So the signs are there. Ama unasikia mtoto wako amekasirika na kwambia mimi sasa naonanga tafadhali kukufa. You sit down with your child and have that conversation. But now the problem now we're having is the reporting of the suicides. I'll give you an example of Mukuraini, what is happening in Mukuraini. Mukuraini, we had a first case, the first case was in 2025. Now, people are in a rush to report and to post. Somebody has died by suicide. We have not stayed 2 days, someone else has died by suicide. And actually they report the wrong way. People say they have committed suicide. It's no longer a crime, so it is not something that is committed. It is death by suicide. And so, someone who is home, anakaa hivi anasema, hey, if Jackie did it, that means that mimi, I can succeed. Some media houses have gone to an extra mile of describing the way of death by suicide. So mtu kwa nyumba anaona, so naweza nunua hii na hii nifanye hivi. So naweza enda hivi nifanye hivi. So naweza enda kwa highway nijisijui nini, you've already given that someone an idea. Let me tell you something about, I put myself there, about us, those with mental condition. We don't have a plan B. Me, I know I was going to Kino, and then barabara ikakatika katikati. So Kino tutaenda. So I don't have a plan B. I know if I was going this side, that is where I'm going.
You don't know how to go back.
That's why I need a therapist to tell me, Jackie, plan B imekuramba na A iliharibika. Kuna C. Tuende hivi. Ama tukae hapa mpaka barabara ifanye nini? Tengenezwe. I don't have that plan. So in my head I know hii barabara itengenezeki na ndio ilikuwa inanipeleka Keno na mimi lazima nikufe sababu barabara hakuna. So hata akili niambii kuna contractor anaweza kuja atengeneze. So we don't have that plan B. So even when we need to understand mental health deeply. The awareness must be there. I have tried to do it on my pages. I go to churches and all those things. But the awareness must be there. So let's give an example. Mutumia wa kanitha. Wanawake ni diagnoso. Na let's say schizophrenia. Hii ya kujongelesha kwa street.
Wait, sasa unajongelesha ngani kwa nao?
Wewe uko nayo sasa. Uko na schizophrenia. So with your schizophrenia here, na mama yako ni wa guilt.
Mimi ni kujiita kama mkutano.
At least you know you are normal. As we don't have that time of meeting, as we know it is crisis, it is emergency, it is bad. If you're aware of yourself, like me, I know. Kuna wakati nafikanga nasema sasa leo zimenionyesha mimi naweza endesha hii gari 180 ina kama tutaweza tufike 240. At that point I call myself for a meeting. Me and the car no driving. Tunakaa ni kwa nyumba. Mpaka meeting yangu na watu watatu my mind comes to calms down. Even if I'm on medication, I go to the gym, I do all those things. My mind at some point will tell me we'll have a lot of things. And so the awareness needs to be done. People need to understand, people with mental condition, let me put yangu, bipolar disorder 1. Our mind is like a disco light. Ushaingia disco? The henya inapita two lights at all different times. And that's why sometimes we can talk a lot of things na hakuna kitu utashika. Nimekwambia kuhusu gari, shoemaker, hairdresser in one sentence. So hata wewe umechanganyikiwa and we speak very fast. So people need to understand us, and us we need to understand the people. We need to meet at the middle. Na hiyo ndio hatuna.
How can this awareness be done? There's something, my friend, you know her, Arugroke does.
Yeah.
She teaches law, she goes to machine. Kule kawaida thini.
Yeah.
Ashoka nelia dhuri na nakia. How can this be done? Because these cases, mingi zake, nyigeshi yashio. Ni because of the mental health, drugs, and then once hizo vitu zimemix, unapata mtu ile kitu amefanya hapa, you're like, okay, you're an animal. You get that point. And people don't understand at some point this issue of mental health. I don't know mental health ne kopoka. But then ukisikiza watu wengi wanasema Jackie Muguruki. And that's how so many people describe it. West Kago kola we Muguruki. So you need to handle her no Muguruki issue wake. Which sometimes I find is not the best way to describe someone like that. So what should be done?
Okay. Let me just say, if you know yourself and you know you have a mental condition, you know your limits. You really know your limits. But if you know you have a mental condition and you don't know your limits and you have not accepted yourself, then there is a high possibility of you cutting out something I call in chemistry or physics autolysis, self-destruction. Because there's no way you can have a mental condition and you're on drugs and taking alcohol. What are you going? You're already a devil walking. That one I'll tell you for free. Because like me, in my diagnosis, I cannot take alcohol. I cannot take. Me hata tukaenda out. Tunakata hapo na Del Monte juice. Nunua Del Monte. Wenda hasara ya 350. Wine I can take. But my wine, ask my friends, I dilute with soda. Ya black currant. Na ndio mingi kuliko wine. So haina difference. It's to me the sugar. I need the sugar to level my energy. But if you have a mental condition, you already know you're on medication. What are you doing with drugs? But I will tell you. Now we go back to the JBV. Any man who defiles a child, any man who rapes a woman, any woman who defiles a child, or any woman who rapes a man, it's not about the drugs, and I will say like Judge Kizito, it's not about the devil. Shaitani nani ashokete kumaka. Akala wakiakiri jamaa kinaku, akaigwa ene goma, akabaka ugama. Anaje nyeuka hold up. I was just busy. Yeah. Nikasikia wameniita huko. Ni mahuti.
Nimedu
which. Sasa anariwenda anasema huyu hata alikuwa juu ya mtoto. Mimi hata sijaifanya hivyo. Mimi tu the only thing I do was to overthrow heaven. The things around it. I read it here. Anyway, let me tell you. If today a man wants to beat his wife, ataenda kwa ofisi afanye kazi bank. Amalize. Akiwe so baba. Aingie kwa bar. Akunywe.
Ashapanga atapanga bibi.
Sasa si ni mrefi. Apige baby factory reset aeroplane mood zote. Asubuhi akiulizwa na wazee. Unajua tunakibeka kwa wazee. Sema niona necho hitikilikana. So sometimes hata pombe uwekelewa hata drugs. I will like a defiler. A defiler is someone who has looked at your child for days and learned the pattern of your child and you. Wahua anaingianga Saturday atarudi Monday. So Sunday mtoto ako peke yake. Sunday mtoto anachezeanga pale ama ako na huyu. So Sunday nitamchukua. Nimeona mtoto anapenda toffee, anapenda hivi because people who defile our kids are not strangers. Someone who has learned your pattern. So for them to be able to carry out that act, they will go to drugs so that they can carry out that act. I'll give you an example. We had a child in Mathera who went missing for 2.5 weeks. I found that baby girl and we took her to the station and all the everything and we took her to her parents. Only for 3 days later for her to take me to where she was. Nyumba ya mwanaume. Mwanaume amekaa na huyo mtoto 2.5 weeks. Ashamtana wife. Siku za 3 za mwisho ndiye alijua anatafutwa. But when we went to the station, the mother to this guy came with a medical report of mental venye ameenda rehab, venye anakunywanga dawa. So, I am here asking myself, if I use mental condition as an excuse, basi sinaweza kuga watu extra na gari. Kuja kuna nyahunyu na wapiga. Ninashikwa. Ninaambiwa by the way, naambia watu by the way, mimi siko sawa. Doesn't matter whether we have mental condition or not, but there are consequences for our actions.
Sure.
There must be consequences for action. Because if all of us say we are mental, that's why we are doing some things, then hata judge hana nini. Naona anapeleka mental assessment and all that, but sometimes we blame drugs on something we have preempted to do. There are those who are addicts. Na mimi ninakwambia, umeona addict wa bangi akifanya vitu zingine. Huo mtu oi, hata alioka sijui 28 na tujafika hiyo mwaka. Hajaoga, doesn't care. Hata amelala kwa streets. So some of these people, they do these acts so that they can blame them on something. Huyo unasikia ameenda rehabs kama 3. Ametoka. Ni nini ujambua kwa rehab? And by the way, the maximum times you can go to a rehab is 3. Legally. Ask kwa rukurukiai. Sababu sasa umeagaliwa daktari wa kwanza ameremo na wewe. Daktari wa pili, wa tatu, wa nne unataka afanye nini? Unless you go to a rehab and stay there permanently. Because you are beyond, you are rebounding, you are relapsing.
Every time.
Una decide kutoka bangi, ukitoka sasa unaongeza bangi na heroin, unatoka unaongeza bangi, heroin na pombe. So unashuja na mapepo zote 7. So me I remember when I went to rehab, I was told, yangu ilikuwa kabaya because employer ndiye analipa. Ndio kitu nalipa? What? When you go in there, you choose your fights wisely. You go in that rehab, you come back okay because you have to raise your kids and you have to keep your job. You have to keep your job. But there are those umebembelezwa na community, the mama's boy. Umebembelezwa. Like that one I'm telling you from Athera. The mother amemkombolea hadi nyumba awe. Wewe alikalaya wakapata amekombolea mtoto wake awe asumbue wengine na huko. But ni yeye umpikia sapa anamletea cooked food. Hata hiyo siku tulipata amepika ugali na nyanya. Na maadhi na mkoro. Akule. Na alikuwa anakula pamoja na bangi amechanganyisha huko. It was bad. Sometimes when us as parents we fail. And so we are back to the question of how Arugurukai goes to people talking to them. Mental health, we've been doing that. And I've seen churches embracing, talking about mental health in church. Can I do get around mental health? Mental health, Maria do aroge. In fact, may I remember when I got my diagnosis, my father came out to get the sickest rehab. However, mapepo. To them, kuna mapepo. Haya ni mapepo. And I remember they told me rehab is not a place for you. So I was left asking myself, so who's supposed to be in a rehab?
If it's not you.
If it is not me, and so when I got to understand my mental condition through my doctor, my therapist, my counselors, my friend, people of the church who are coming when you are naelewa, it becomes easy. And that's why I think the government is pushing for every pastor, every bishop to study theology bwana. Si mtu anakuja na shida hapo anataka kujiua unamwambia piga magoti hapa nikuombe. Mkileta wapi?
Speaking of government, Jackie. This issue of child molestation, raping and everything. What is the government doing? Are there rescue centers coming up? Ama tumenyamaza hivi, we wait for another case tuanze huku kupiga mbio usiku.
Okay. I live in Nyeri. Let me talk about
Nyeri.
I live in Nyeri. Nyeri, we wait for crisis to happen, then we start saying, we need this. I will say in 2025, there's a time there was a lot of hype kunafaa kuwa na KMTC inafunguliwa Mathera and all that. If you go on my Facebook, I said I don't want a KMTC because I know of a university that is in Ajenga School of Nursing. I want a rehabilitation center and a rescue center. What people don't know is that hawa watu ni mimi wanapata na hizi shida zao. Sawa, ametoka rehab. Sawa, ameaccept akona shida ya drugs. Unataka nimpeleke wapi? Kwangu. Where do I take them? I remember that time Pastor Dorcas was opening rehabs. Those rehabs cannot even accommodate more than 20. And the cases are many. Now the challenges we are having, before I tell you about the rescue centers, is many young men and women have accepted I have a problem. I have a drinking problem. I have gone and seen a counselor or a therapist at Nyeri PGH, Karatina PGH, and now they have said I need admission. Ya Nyeri inakuwa na vitanda 15. Niko na patient 40. Who will go, who will remain? Na hii ya Nyeri ina serve Mount Kenya region. So Wanyandara utapata wapi?
Wanafaa kuja hapa pia.
Hapa. But now what family does, unajua madawazimu ni mtu tricky sana kukaa na yeye. So the only thing family do, they dispose you. They insist on your admission. huyu mwadmiti ni agotora na hata hujafika hapo pa kuoana. But you are nagging. Umeitana shosho mzee. Na dhani wanapeleka kwa homes kwa nini? That nagging. Sasa watu tu imagine mtu si mzee, ni young, anakusumbua kama mzazi. So they want them to be admitted by force. So some of them even that are admitted in these public hospitals are not that sick. It's just because they can afford to pay. But the serious genuine cases ndio tuko nao huku nje na ndio wengi. So that's why I'm saying we rush when it is too late. I have seen a generation of youths, and that one I'm not going to fear when saying, I've seen a generation of youths coming up and saying, oh, budget haikuweko rescue center, haikuweko nini. But the same youths are involved in the budget of this county. They never saw the need then. They are seeing the need now. So I may not bring the women rep of Nyeri, because even her anasikiza ground. Simlisema ni kusikiza ground. If that time, 2024, you did not see the need of a rescue center, in 2025, Tamara was defiled tukianza mwaka. So at that time is when you could have pushed for a rescue center. The team sat down in June na tukafanya maneno ya budget. Did they factor in it there? No. Did the MCAs that are going there and saying we need a rescue center factor it in the budget? No. If it was not factored in the budget, then it was not approved to be in the budget. So you have to wait for 2026, 2027, where we are, for it to be put in the budget. Ndio June tukifika ikuwe kwa budget. I have met the women rep of Nyeri through her officers, and not her directly. Now she has said, sawa, tuseme nipewe 10 million. Where is the land? Where do we have the land? Right now we don't have land. We need to find a central place where everybody can be able to get this service. A rescue center. We can go.
Don't we have one in Mukurweni? Is it Mukurweni? There's a house there. Why did I say that?
Unless we check on that, But I remember she said she's facing the challenge of land. The county government is saying is looking for ways of finding the land. And we are praying they get. And we build a rescue center that is of rescue center mzuri. But before then, what can we be doing? What we can be doing is what Warugorokia is doing, what I'm doing, what you guys are doing. Advocating for against gender-based violence, educating the society, and ensuring every sub-county, every police station that is in every ward or sub-county has a gender-based violence desk with trained officers. You see, tunapigwa huko na mwanaume unadefailiwa alafu unakuja mwenye kwa OB ni mwanaume. Oya, you will not even. In fact, I will tell you what I tell you to your OB. Awe ni kijana wako mlienda mkanyimana huko akaona achukue cha nguvu. That's what a man will tell you. You know, police are ruthless, so they will say what is in their mind. And so as a victim you feel hakuna hata haja ni report. Or by the time we are taking the case to, I'll say Warugorokia because she's the one who does it pro bono or, advice. After tuna evidence, we have nothing. It was tampered with. We have nothing. We need people to be aware. When rape happens, I want you to do this. And actually right now, we are trying to make the flyers. I have a team that has sat down and have made the flyers that we'll be sharing with people. Kama venye HIV tulikuwa tunafanya. Tumia condom. Kama hujui kutumia condom, tunakuonyesha the diagram of how to use it. So now we are in the rape. You have the rape. This is what I want you to do. Report and all those things. Don't shower and all those things. But now the only thing we can do as a community, as we wait for the rescue center, is to create awareness. I know a report has been taken to the president, which he has received, of mapendekezo yenye ilitengenezwa na the committee that he had put aside. And the rescue center, I have the document. The rescue center is point number 4 in every county. And I know Nairobi they have. Maybe the one they have is for Mwangaza. Oh, that woman, what is her name? It is hers. But I know she's helping the people. I have already taken 2 from Nyeri. There, hana shida na kutuchukulia. In Karatina, we have rescue homes. One is public, the other one is almost private. Na hizi meja, wahuzi meja. Because that's where I take the children witnesses. Our watoto wanadefailiwa vitemere, that's where I take them. So it is full. So we need to sit down and think without emotions. Usifikirie sababu umekasirika. What is workable and without emotion? Today we will wake up telling your Kabi we want rescue center. We will wake up, tell Kahiga we want rescue center. We will break all hell, we want rescue center. We will parade on social media, we want rescue center and everything. Me being a man, but my question is this: how fast can that happen? Because it is not happening as fast as we want. What can we be doing?
Speaking of a GBV desk and people reporting, a child has been molested, and now they have to go and report.
Yeah.
Are you guys training these children on what to say? Like, because you know, when a statement itaandikwa pale matters more. It carries a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Do you maybe tell them to describe all the with them being shy and all that? Do you maybe, when you rescue a kid, you take them to the police?
Yeah.
What is the process?
When you rescue a child, the child is taken to the police. The police will provide a document that they go to hospital. Now that's why I'm saying we need a GBV desk with a qualified officer. Because the one asking the questions, kama umeenda station, statement ni polisi anakuwa akiandika, akiongea. The one asking the question should be the one guiding the child appropriately. For example, kama kulienda aje, mtoto anza vitu nienda shuleni kunywa chai na nini na nini, nikapatana huyu anko, alafu akaniguza, akanifanya tabia mbaya. Urudisha mtoto nyuma. Sasa nataka unidescribe
tabia mbaya.
Hiyo tabia mbaya. Akakuguza wapi? If you're a female and she's a female, and at least the mom is there. Na watoto wanaheshimu sana uniform. Mtoto hatakuwa na woga. I've gone with most of them. They have that something about police. Kuna kitu watanifanya. Niko na polisi hapa. So unamuuliza alikuguza wapi? Nataka mtoto aseme niliguzwa matiti. Asikuja hapa kusema nyonyo mimi sijui kitu kama hiyo. Waruguruke will tell you there is no such word in law. Alafu after that akaniguza hapa tabia mbaya. Hapo sasa ni wapi? Na hata ukiandika statement. Wewe kama afisa, where is that? We want a child to describe aliniguza hapa. Touch my virginity. My virgin, right? If they touch my virgin, what happened? Alitoa kasusu. Namwambia hakuna kasusu. Kama mtoto hawezi describe alitoa wapi? Simama pale utuoneshe alitoa wapi. Let you who's writing write the way the child has described beneath his waist. The child is saying alitoa. Alitoa nini? Mtoto kama hajui mwambie describe nini uliona. Andika Kenya ta describe. Whatever that child will describe. Anaweza sema nyoka, whichever describe. Alafu akaingiza wapi kwa mdomo, my private part. Let that child explain. Let you write what that child is explaining. So that we have a statement. Sasa ukiandika ukota bad manners, do you? No.
Jackie, Arugurwake is watching. Actually, I've just seen her. Monanu Makomi. Monanu ulienda wapi? Nasema good evening. Glad to see my two great friends Wagoge and Jackie Westkagu. Asante Monanu. Kahashman anasema tuned in from Karatina Jambo. Yudhijua jo his pata. Anasema salimia Jack Chan. I love the resilience, determination when it comes to matter to do with mental health and GBV. Lily Cabs anasema nikusalimie. Na by the way, nimekuwa nikiona watu wengi hapa watch. And
can see my doctor is watching.
Your doctor?
Yeah, my therapist is watching. Her name is Lynette Kendi.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's watching from Thika.
And my therapist anaitwa Mwene. Yeah, is watching.
Daktari anataka kuangalia ama tuko pamoja.
Yeah, is watching.
Daktari, I'm good.
Asikie kama niko sawa.
Yeah.
So Jackie, all those things have happened now. Now it's your time to take charge. Now this is where adumunga Jackie ni mukuki.
Yeah.
Jackie ni aburuki letia na inake.
I know.
So you, in fact, if there's one thing that made me happy, ni kesi ya Tamara kuisha. And I know so many people did not notice when Judge Kizito broke that pen.
Yeah.
People don't know what that meant. I will look for Rugurwake and we'll do something with her about that. Breaking that pen
cannot be reversed.
That case cannot be reversed.
Yeah.
You as a person who has been in the forefront, seeing that, what were the emotions? What were you feeling? Did you even get Did you even get motisha, morale ya ku run kesi ya and ilikuwa kwa koti leo?
Yeah.
What happened?
He has to go for a mental assessment.
In 45 days.
Yeah. So now he goes for the assessment and then he'll come back and make a plea again. And
I know he pleaded guilty today.
Yeah. But one thing is, Tamara's case was somehow draining and somehow giving you morale. Unajua kuna kitu inakusukuma alafu you're feeling no, I won't give up. I need to fight. And one thing I was intentional about was ensuring Kenya does not forget Tamara. Hata ningelala niamke saa 8 usiku. Niseme leo lazima
post ya Tamara niko Jehova.
Decide kuamka niseme watu tuko Christmas na watu wamesahau Tamara. Merry Christmas. Tamara they were wished Merry Christmas. Mjue bado hajapata justice, you know. So that people can remember, because Kenyans have a tendency of forgetting. Umaigonga inzi. Hizo naonganga afu inarudi hapo kwenye umeigonga. That is Kenyans. So they forget very fast. So I wanted to ensure Tamara is not forgotten. And I wanted to ensure that the judiciary, the people that are around, understand the public attention in this case. And my goal was, whatever ruling will be made in Tamara's case, will preside every other case that is of similar nature.
Sure.
And so on Monday when we left the court, venye sasa alisema ako guilty bado, and we left court. Unfortunately for me is when I received a phone call from a very good friend of mine in the force. Sasa Jackie, ule msichana ulikuwa unatafuta huku Mathare West, ni kama tumempata, lakini yule jamaa tulishika amesema ameua na amekataa kutuambia kwenye ako. I was so upset.
That thing was not called.
I was so upset. Because hata nilikuwa nataka kukula food nirudi Mathare. And so I have a very good friend of mine called Caroline Jirangu. Nilimwambia ingia kwa gari. And at that time I was talking to people to be in the streets. That one I will not say ati nilikuwa naambia wamama sijui hata mnafanya nini na huko, nataka mkuje kwa barabara ndio at least the attention can get the officers, they understand the weight of this issue. And in my head I was thinking ile siku Mashali tu alipotea. Venye Masha alipotea, in my head so I was like Masha diko hadi yake. So I was here thinking Masha how ameenda is the same thing that will happen to this guy. Unfortunately for him he was already in. Fortunately for him, he was already arrested and akapeana information. But he was not giving information fully. And I know without a doubt, the way people walijitokeza on that Monday evening is the reason that we found Chantel the following day. Because that is when you stand aside. I remember Kina Tony, Kina Lily Caps can tell you, me, I stood aside.
And you let people...
I allowed people to be themselves so that I understand huyu shosho na tabia gani. And that is the point I remember I told them, huyu shosho. Because I could see her body language is not normal. So what happened, when the judge broke the pen, when I was in that court, I remember I started crying. And I started crying because we were reliving Tamara's life up to her death. And now at this point, you know, before I was thinking Honorable Kizito haelewi hii kesi. At that point, Honorable Kizito brought all the emotions at once.
Everybody was crying actually. So
he brought how she died and how it was painful. And I remember he said, for the sake of activists, GBV, a National Gender Equality Commission, that have sent their people here, I know the weight of this case and how children, he did not just say Tamara, and how children are suffering in this era. So he tried to show Kenya, this is the way to go. If you defile a child and kill that child, sayuni, unyongo, sayuni. Kama utenda sayuni watadecide hapa katikati, unyongwe. And he said it very clearly, hanging by the neck until you die. See ile tunakupesha tukati. We want you to feel, to understand. I have gone to these postmortems, Chantel and Tamara's. And me, I know how they felt before they died. Because pathologist is saying exactly, at this point haku amekufa, at this point haku amekufa, alikufa hii point, you know, you are trying to understand. Kweli mtu alikuwa mjinga aje. then you're an animal. So he brought all those emotions. I felt okay, I felt good. I remember I cried. Hata sijui nilifeel aje, nilikuwa tu hapo. But I remember Mama Tamara told me, thank you for staying with me until the very end and never giving up. She told me that to my ears. And I was like, finally, she's also free.
Yeah.
And when we walked out of that court, we spent time with her, you could feel she's free. We went and prayed at the market. You could see. She talked courageously in that market. She thanked God. And I felt healing imeanza. Tulihamdulillah. Yeah.
Jackie, tukimalizia, tono ulichoka madhira. Let me first of all read some few comments. Lily Cubs imekuona mnapigana na Spartans Jimbona. Julius Wagura anasema great show, let's champion GBB together. Thank you Wagura. Jane Wahome anasema following. Na Betty Nyambush anasema warembo, thank you so much Betty.
Yeah.
Having been molested as a kid, sometimes I listen to these stories and I'm like, I don't want to go back there. And it's traumatizing. And Jackie, first of all, na nilikuuliza, how is your mental health? Once you handle all this, na tuwe Jackie niagurukaga. How is you mentally? How are you doing mentally?
I will say for Tamara's mentally I was okay. I was doing okay because you and I were ilikuwa inaenda, we had very, and a shout out to DCI Njogu.
Yeah.
And he was a very good DCI. And he would keep me updated. I remember he was among the people ananiambia ri wabohuruke. Nini kukuhurira. Tuwako ama. You uhuru uruke. So that one was easy. And then we went Baby Grace. Those 7 days were tormenting because I would put myself in the shoe of the mother. And I want to thank the director, Gender Nyeri, Director Esther.
Yeah.
Because she would send me people. The office yake ndio nakupea mama youth to come and help in the search, you know, the Red Cross team and all that. And I remember I would get drained because Mama Gracie is young. She's 22. She had just lost another child. So nilikuwa na imagine ushiathi kwa mata ina mwana.
Okay.
Wakere. Haya, nani dadhi kwa. I was doing the search with my firstborn son. I remember it was a break from school. And nida inuka na wako nagea kuinuka madha kia stress. Uyu wake tu tutamwona kuinya ni the fourth day tutamwona. So it was tormenting. And people will tell you I never used to sleep. At 6 a.m. nilikuanga huko jambo, mimi nangojea watu na nimenyeshewa because it was tormenting. For Gracie it was tormenting mentally, but after that, after we buried her, I remember that is the only child I buried without kurusha mchanga. I never went there. It was too heavy. So I went home. Then we stayed again, and then now Chantel happened. See all those emotions? Ya Tamara, ya nani, yote, they came, all of them. Zote. Sasa tuko tumemaliza kesi ya Tamara, Chantel ndio huyo. You know, they came all of them. That's why I came up with the idea of the walk. They came all of them. I felt empty. The word is not even empty. Actually, nilikuwa tembea kwa streets ama niko kwa gari, nilikuwa naona wanaume wote wakiwaka moto. Literally.
It was that bad.
Huyo alironi mkoloni akadamu waki. Because sasa I was seeing all men in a one basket. But I was sitting there and saying, "Sasa mimi niko na watoto wanaume. Then what should I do?" And that's the point I started looking for a counselor. Because I remember after the postmortem of Tamara, when you media was addressing me and I cried. I never stopped crying. I went home crying. I woke up crying. I was just crying. And I went to the office crying. I was just crying. And so I sat down nikajua nyenye siko sawa. Hata hivyo nasema mwenda wazimu. Sasa watanipata niko Mnoi nikikimbia Kagocho view. Nibenye maneno yenyewe nimejionea. So sometimes I take a step back and allow myself to feel the emotion, not to ignore them. To feel the emotion. Feel the pain, the emptiness and every other emotion. Then after that, unaamka. There's a friend of mine who told me kwa burial ya Chantel hakulia sababu mama Chantel alikuwa analia. Because in that burial, I cried like the one Me, I cry like I'm the one who's burying the child. Kama mtoto ni wangu. And I was asking God so many questions, those who attended the burial. Because it was children burying children. Very small girls burying their best friend. And those children had already pleaded with us as adults. Unaona venye mnatufanyia. So that was ringing in my head. And I really cried. I asked God so many questions. I even told God, kikombe umenipe ni mzito. Hii tasi ujipaa, sijui nini umenipa, but it was bad. I was feeling bad. Nilikuwa na feel, yani Mungu aliangalia dunia mzima akaona tu West Kangu ndio atabeba hiki kombe. That time I asked him so many questions, but he gave me an answer. He reminded me that in my prayer, me I don't say amen in my prayers by the way. I pray and I finish with God, it's me. It's me. And if this is your way, it's okay. It's okay. I trust you. Na namaliza. So utakiletea mtoto amekatakatwa ama whichever. Si amajua. It's okay. I trust you. It was bound. He had planned for it to happen. I trust you. It's okay. So because you've given me this, Lord, then what? But yes, I'm telling you, that case is going to be hard. And it's proven to be hard. I know Aruruke already knows those facts. The guy has said, sijui nini ndio mlizikua. Si unajua sisi yeye alituambia. So sisi ndio tulileta Chantel usiku.
Lily Kabza anasema Jackie agira kala hawe kidu kiufio. Kapenda sana.
Yeah.
Nasema ati kuna time ulisema uko Mathaiga na sasa uko Kianjogu. It was that bad.
Yeah.
I remember that day. So thank you, Jackie, for coming.
Most welcome.
I've always wanted to have a sit down with you. I've always wanted to have a show with you. This is the first show among so many.
Yeah, I know.
So many, because I know we will do more and more and more. And now we will be doing success stories, how now the government is doing. I know very soon, tutakuambia congratulations for the glory of God. Yeah. And I'm so happy for you. And keep winning, Jackie. Don't listen to what people are saying out here. Because if not Jackie, who?
Yeah.
If not Jackie, if not Ruguru, who?
Yeah.
And people call you Waruguru and you Ruguru.
Yeah. I'm Ruguru. Waruguru has a one I don't have. Yeah, I'm
Ruguru. If not you, who then will do it? Yeah. If you don't come out and make noise. You make your own kind of noise on social media. I make my own kind of noise on social media. But all the same, everybody is making noise. But if you're not in the forefront, who else will do that? Fidelis Irungo anasema nikwambie Mungu akubariki sana.
Thank you, Fidelis.
Thank you so much for coming, Jackie. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. I pray for you because you call me Sakisayo. Amuka. I'm like, oh my God. Ningekuwa na bwana angeniambia niende kwa Ruguru. But for now, you're doing a good job, and us from Nyeri Mahoro News Hub, we recognize you.
Thank you very much.
It doesn't matter what people say, but you're doing a good job. Keep doing it. Not all you kuliha. Matuine kanyumba gaku gako gagekana.
Ke gatagati nyude mukiro.
Ke karana guru. You don't do. Somebody told me when I was starting my career, as a journalist or somebody who loves helping people, I don't like seeing people suffer.
Yeah.
When you're such kind of a person, don't wait for people to tell you thank you. Because the more you wait, the more you will continue waiting. And the more you continue waiting, the more people will come and throw stones at you. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true.
I wish you well, Jackie.
Thank you.
Drive safe when you get to Karatina. And we are here when you need us to do something. You need us to go cover something. They've done something in Madeira. We are coming there. Yeah. And to everyone who has watched our show today, Masi had to notice I've said that. To everyone who has watched our show today, asanteni sana. Mungu wabariki for staying here with us. Tulikuwa tuanze 6. Gari ya Ruguru ya menya digwakana. But tungedu ekia jogu. So we had to wait for her, but here we are. Thank you for all our sponsors. Leo Njama atanimeza tukimaliza hapa sijawataja. Nyeri Computers, Kicheche Caterers, King's Medical College, Ahava Works, Thayo Threads, Innovative Curtains, Dimakanini, Nyeri Computers, all those. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show and making sure that everything is running smoothly here in studio and when you're doing these shows. Kama si hao hizi kamera zote singekuwa nazo. Kama si hao Masi angekuwa amekaa pale. So thank you so much guys for sponsoring us. And until tomorrow, I'm thinking I'll have another show tomorrow. We'll see you. Have a good night. God bless you. Jitabo wa huagwe. And I will